Hello friends, today we are going to install MySQL database on Google Cloud. So let us get started. I will explain you how to, create a database and how to test it. So first thing we will do is I will go to my Google Cloud console where we can check we don't have anything running at this moment. There was something that I was using something here. Then let me go to SQL, and from SQL, please note down everything. We are just clicking to create an instance, right? So we should be sure what we want to create, what kind of SQL database we are creating. So now when we say SQL database, in general, SQL is a relational database. So SQL is a language. So all of the databases that are running in the market these days, most of them they are relational database. Then all of the relational databases are using SQL keyword with their names. So there are a couple of others that don't have SQL, included in their name. For example, these three ones that are showing up on Google Cloud, they are called MySQL and Postgres SQL and then SQL Server. So well, these are RDBMS and they use the SQL language queries to retrieve the data. So MySQL is open source, Postgres is open source, SQL Server is not open source. So SQL Server is Microsoft product. So we are today going to we will go through each one with the various different videos, with the specific videos depending upon their features and all those things. We will do MySQL today. So we will choose MySQL. I would say that we can create a MySQL 2 instance suggesting. Oh, maybe there is one already being used, right? So this is fine. One is fine. So password we will give what I do, to prevent forgetting the password. I will use a sysadmin password because this password is not going to stay for a longer time. We are just testing it and then we are depleting off everything, right? So first thing you will pay attention to what version you want to install. Now version 8 is most recent version, and MySQL had used 5.7 versions for a long time because it was very reliable software. So they have now version 8 under supervision of Oracle databases, Oracle Corporation. So we can get any of them, but for today our focus is to install at cloud level. So for me it doesn't matter. For you, if it matters, you can change whatever you want to, but I will leave it like that. And then second thing, that most important when you are doing a sandbox kind of thing, when you are doing a development environment kind of thing, most important is that try not to install as production. Development or sandbox. Sandbox is even smaller. Sandbox doesn't require much because I would say that sandbox is prepared mostly for the guys who are developing some SQL statements and whatever, right? So it will be a sandbox. Then choosing region, and I will leave it whatever. It may be available, it may not be available. I'm not very sure at this moment because sometimes when we start doing something and then we say we just come to the situation where vendor would say that has been already occupied, right? So well, that's fine. Let us try at least, right? So let's go to prepare sandbox configuration, right? It is still showing enterprise plus. Well, I'm not sure, but why it is still on enterprise. Choose the preset for addition. So well, that enterprise is a software kind of software kind of category. But when we are installing, the installation itself is sandbox type, right? So we won't install too many things around it, right? So then what one more thing that I would recommend highly, that in these servers, the access from outside is usually not provisioned by default. May I repeat it? That if you install the default settings, maybe then you will have a go back again and enable the access to access from a remote client. If you are doing it in the local one, that may be fine. But if it's not within the local network, then you will have to install the client separately. Then you will have to do many such things that are required to enable people from outside of cloud to log into that instance. So for now, I would say, what, like, let me say, I will show you later on how you modify this one. So basically what we are going to do, if we are going to fine grain this one through the main things that we do, okay, so I would say hide these ones. I would let it create whatever is the default one. For now, default provides a sandbox configuration, and we provide the password, or we can generate the password, and this way we can just give it a go, my friend, go. Instance is being created. So this will take about 6 minutes, right? Meanwhile, let me tell you. So what happens is the database server is a server, so it runs in the background. Most of the developers, they open up a client. Many a times it is a black window. Some people call it a command window. Some people call it DOS window. Some people call it different names, but that is everything they type with their fingers, right, from the keyboard. So that is a server client setup. So once this server is installed, then we are not telling anybody, we're not telling any vendor, we're not telling anything to create a client for us. That is different story. That maybe Azure, or maybe Google, or maybe Amazon, they are providing the client by default. They know that they are going to use it. But the rule of thumb is that if you are installing a server, you should install a client as well, so that from the client you ping the server, and server will come back and see, oh, I am here. It will start responding, and then it will start responding. Server always asking for a user ID, and then you provide the user ID and the password. That is what it is. It gives you back, right? So basically, you are responsible for having your own client, as long as you are going to develop it. Creating a sandbox server is definitely means that you are going to write some SQL statements, or you are going to write some kind of stored procedures, or you are creating some of database objects. Whatever are you doing, you should be responsible for your client. So for that purpose, let me show you. I have prepared one. Meanwhile, I will let it run, and meanwhile I will just introduce you to how I will use the client. We can use the client for testing using two ways. One is that there is a Cloud Shell already included. This is called Cloud Shell. That is included into the browser, that Power Portal. That is included into the portal actually, but that has another complications, right? So let me show you. I have a window here. See this one. What I do is, let me close this one first, right? So this is a smaller window anyways. The configuration is smaller than the client window here. So this one I am intending to use MySQL client. Let me see, MySQL is not installed. Yeah, MySQL is not showing here, but point is that it is MySQL, it is having MySQL client. How I know it? Because I had installed it before. So I will go to, so even though, you know, this one is saying MySQL 8 command line client. This is what I want. This is available there. I can open it that way. That is one thing. But because I cannot open that way because that is not installed on the local server. So what I will do is I will go there and find out the path where it is installed. So basically I will go to C drive. From C drive, let me see if we have gone. No, it is still creating, right? Okay, well, I will continue with your introduction, right? So what I will do is I will go to C drive, and from C drive I will go to program files. The 64-bit is installed, and from here the bin is there, right? So if I see this one, this path, it is where the binaries are installed. I would go to change to that path, right? Once I change that to MySQL SQL client, this is client. Make sure you know client. Access denied. That is fine. Client is available. It is trying to respond to ODBC. That's fine. That is what I want. So I will put aside and then I will continue with my other stuff. And then once everything is done, then we will bring this client in to call the server that is being created here, right? So it is created just now. It is just now created. So instance being created, I will close this one. It's created already. So what I need to do, first of all, I need to get the IP address. So once, because MySQL is MySQL-1 server is created already, name is this one. Then I will note it down, copy MySQL server name is this one. So let me note down. Well, I could note down on one of the, what we say is notepad. Notepad is available there. Yes. So notepad, I note down MySQL server name. Then I will note down a few other things that we need to test the server, right? This is IP address, our public IP address, not private. Public IP address is provided by Google Cloud by itself, right? Then there is also connection name. I'm not going to use this one for now, but make it a habit. You note it down, right? You know, you don't miss it, right? We will need it for future connections in like complicated environments, right? Service account, that is using this ID is this one. So again, I don't need it because I am going to do very basic test for the connection, right? So here is the thing. We know that we did not enable access to this one through networking officially, right? So let me do one thing. Then there is something available that we have this one, which is called Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is the integrated environment. What it does when it is connecting, it goes and opens the shell just in the memory to execute the commands. Those commands are Linux type of commands, especially the one that suit to G Cloud. So this one is actually for other purpose, not for testing the connections, but basically it has MySQL, MySQL. So as it has MySQL. So connection parameters that we will use, there are two ways. One is that we have this host name, MySQL, and we have the IP. Now there is a game between this one and then one which is resolved by DNS. We don't have DNS available here, but I have IP only, right? So let me use the IP first, and rather than switching back and forth. Cloud Shell will have this DNS for this one, but for my other machine that I showed you as a client, that doesn't have. So I will say MySQL. Then I would say minus H for host. I am putting the IP as a host. Then there is a user. I would put a U minus U is root, and then I am telling MySQL to ask me the password, right? So this one is there, right? So this one is here, paste it there. So pasting is not allowed through the context menu, but as long as I am inside the window, I will press Control V. V is paste function of Windows, right? So with this one, I will enter this command, and it is asking me the password. Well, it is not, it didn't try it yet, right? But it is just asking the password of the user, root user. So I am providing password for the root user. After password, will it connect? No. Why? Because we have not enabled the access. The IP is blacklisted outside the cloud. I will tell you how to resolve it quickly, very quickly. Even if we do from outside, for example, this is my outside there where I can paste the whole thing, and it is doing still the same thing. Then what I will do, I will give the password, and then it will still hang there. It will hang there, right? So I will let it time out, no problem, no worries. But meanwhile, let us do one thing. We can whitelist the IP for the access. So how do we do that one? So let me do one thing. On the connections tab, we have more details here, right? On the connections tab, networking. From the networking, we will, there is a public IP already enabled, right? This is what it tells us, right? Already checked out, right? Now, for authorized networks, somewhere where like we can authorize one IP or we can authorize multiple IPs, right? Why? That's why it is saying networks, not network, networks. So let us add my IP. Okay. Now which IP? IP of this Cloud Shell or IP of the machine that I'm using? Let me use this one, my machine. So this machine, IP of this machine. What is the IP of this machine? You know it, how to get it. Yeah, if you don't know, then I can give you another tip, right? But you know it, right? So start browsing. Okay, well, I don't know why it's asking for that one. Just go for what is my IP. What is my IP, right? So this IP I have to enable, right? Copy. I provide this IP. So I would say CRC. So CRC is the company name, Computer Research Center. CRC, I would say IP. Okay. So I am giving it a go. And then I'm giving it a go, saving it, right? So it is saving, editing MySQL 1, and it is adding that allowed IP, right? So let me bring that window here back, and okay, well, wait, the window there, small naughty window, right? Oh, over there. Okay, so this IP is there, and let us try now. Same command. Okay, let me make sure that it is already done. Editing. No, okay, edited. See the line one, top line, edited, right? So it is done. So let us go up arrow and try to connect it. So let us do this. Password. Oh, we are connected. See? So I would say, does it give us list? No, this is not like Postgres. This is not Postgres. Okay. The show databases, right? Show database. There are 4 databases. You can create one database. Create database CRC C test, right? Create database. Oh, an error on test. Okay, well, minus that is not used, that is not allowed, right? So CRC underscore minus test. So query okay. This one show database. Then you will see the database. Okay, so it is connected from outside. Let us try to connect it from the Cloud Shell. I would say quit now. I will leave this window aside because this is not being used anymore. We will try to do this one now. So let us try again. Okay, so 1 2 3 and I have entered the password. Well, still not working. Why? Because what you enabled is one IP, and that one IP does not belong to Cloud Shell. That IP belongs to this window that we connected. Remember, we connected with this window. This IP is allowed. Now other IP is not allowed. Let me do that one as well, right? Okay, so from what to do, how to find the IP of this window. Now there is one trick. It's not a trick, it's kind of a knowledge that when you want an IP, there are two ways to get it. One with the GUI, what is my IP, right? If there is any version of what is my IP for the command line, I will suggest you to use this one. But what I know is that there is an Apify. There is an Apify command. So let me get that one. So Apify command is I will curl, right? Means execute this HTTP, then is called API dot IPI dot org. So okay, well, it has given the password. See, it is a little tricky. See over there, password is up to 31. Okay, so this is the one. So this has been copied already. This copies, you see, note down, something pops up on the right hand side. This is a Cloud Shell. See, when I leave it, it copies. It is already copied, right? So from the same, add another network. We added one CRC. The other one is Cloud Shell. CloudShell IP. So Cloud Shell IP. See, I am providing this one. So this one is done. Okay, done doesn't mean that it is saved. Done means you entered one ID entry, right? So we put it this one. Now I would press the save button. So save button again, here it is saving this one. Now this time the Cloud Shell should be allowed to connect to the database. It's not that tricky. It is very interesting. It is very tempting to learn. It is very much facilitating. It is very much accommodating, I would say. So this is the one that we have created one database. We will be there to help you guys, all the DBAs, all the developers. Please remember us. We will try to help you. And before you remember us, you remember one thing more. That is share, like, and subscribe. That is the very first and fundamental thing that we can remember. Your interactions, we want your, we remember your demands, we understand your needs, and whenever you are in rush or you are having an issue, try to catch us. We will be there to help you guys. Whatever we can do, we will try to do our best, right? So let us now, because we have done and it is saying here that, you know, it is already. Now, as long as the window is there, you can dismiss them. You can do them temporarily, right? So let us do this one to connect to the database. This time it should go. I would say this is my password for the root user, and we are in. Same way we had created a one database. So I would say show databases, right? Semicolon. So there are how many databases? CRC test is there that we created it with the other window. Now we will create one more here. So create database Cloud Shell, CloudShell. Now minus is not allowed in the database names. I would say test, right? So this. So this is created already. So let us show you the databases. Now there are 6 databases, 6 rows in 0.003 seconds. So this is Cloud Shell. Oh, sorry, TES. Oh, it seems that there is a limit of the database names, right? So I had, oh, I terminated at TES, right? Anyways, that is fine. The test is successful. So I will quit. Now, what is the more important thing? Because just for learning purpose, if you are producing these things, you are creating the database or server for the production environment or your work over environment, then I am very sure you have much more than this available on your desk, in your hands, or in your mind. You have that much information available, then you don't need this small thing. But when we are doing this one, you are up to here. That means you are learning like me. I am learning all the time. So please note down that now you would like to dispose of to avoid the charges, right? It is cloud and it is being charged by seconds, right? I am going to close this window and then I am going to try and I will show you what is the hurdle, why it's not getting deleted. Sometime if you forget one minor thing, then maybe you will hit to some kind of issue. All instances of databases, okay, there is one, right? I will check this one. I will try my best to delete this one. Actions, delete is grayed out. On the databases, specifically when there is something that is data related. For example, you might have created one instance and then you are going to delete it, but you forgot that, oh, well, last night on this database, we have done some work and that is important data. So it is going to remind only that thing. There is no hook on purpose, right? For this one, what I will do, I will go into this one. Means before then there was one line only, that was only an overview of the instance, right? But you need to go to details to turn the protection off. There is a protection not to delete the database. So what you will do is you will go to edit and scroll down slowly, patiently and find the data protection. Data protection is here, and make sure you do not touch other things. It will take a longer time to do that one rather than you are going to delete the database anyways, right? So there are 1, 2 and 3 things here, right? Just touch the enable data protection, turn it off. Once you do, there is a save button available for you. Save it. It will be saving quickly. Won't take much time. But if you touch the database backup or what other things, then it will take very long time. And unnecessarily you are paying few more moments for few more seconds or minutes, right? I would say minutes. It will take more than few minutes, right? So this is now you are good. But now you are good to do what? You are good to delete. You want to see that one because delete is enabled here, right? But if you want to see from the instance, all instances, see over there also, if you drop it down and delete is available. You can do it from here or you can do it from inside. That makes no difference. So press delete. It will ask you the name of the instance. Type the name. I'm YSQL-1. Sorry, -1. Okay. Delete it. Now it is deleting. Look at the window below here. It is deleting, right? So it might, whatever time it takes, it is quick. It came back, but it is still doing in the background. So it is deleting and the Cloud SQL instance is gone away already, right? So thank you very much for your time. Please do remember to like, share and subscribe. That is the way that you communicate better with us. And that way you can also post some comments for us. If you want to hear, something better than this one, or you want to see something better than this one, whatever you want to do, any kind of improvement, please give your suggestion. We will try our best to, implement whatever you want to make it better, or to make it interesting, or to make it useful. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye for now. See you next time. Hello friends, today we are going to create a database, Postgres SQL database on Google Cloud. So let us get started. First of all, we will open Google Cloud portal and we will head down to SQL if available, dashboard, SQL. There we have to create instance, Cloud SQL instance. We will choose Postgres. And Postgres, we will give the name MySQL or PGSQL, whatever name doesn't matter. Instance name is, that doesn't matter. It's not a database name actually. So I will give my own password here. So we will select production. Instead of production, we will go for development, and in development we will go for single zone, and then we will see more configurations. Data protection has to be disabled, and also don't need any backups. So connections, we need a public connection, public IP available. So another one that we are going to use, our local connection should be allowed, authorized. Well, I think that one is already in our network, so I will skip this one for now. So next is maintenance. We don't need any window or whatever. So hopefully public IP is good, and data protection has been already removed. So enterprise, whatever, right? So password policy, everything good. Okay, so let us try if it takes. Make sure that our fields are correct to continue. So which field is one? Go to issues. Oh, this network. Name. Okay. I will say CRC. I will put some address here. If it's now insisting because I just clicked by mistake, I will give my client ID, client address, and then will constrain into one address. So that is fine. Let us try now. Hopefully it will be creating the instance. So once it is created, then we will use PostgreSQL client to try to connect to the database engine here. Main things are network related, because when we are creating through this kind of widgets, then there is a very less chance of having any mistake, as long as the resources are available on the cloud. So that is all about it. And then once we create, on almost every cloud, there are two things. One is database should accept the connections. User ID should be either having enough permission or super user. Or the second thing is, then from network point of view, your database server should be accessible from wherever you are trying to use it. If you are using it through the applications on the cloud, and then that will be like a local network within the cloud. But if you are using the same database from outside, exposing to internet or whatever, then public IP has to be provisioned, and then public IP has to be restrained to, minimum number of required to connect it with, right? So in that way, we will have to have fix the access at two different points, from network point of view and from database point of view. There comes one more, which is cloud, and the cloud has virtual networks, subnetworks, and subnetwork rules, right? To route the request to the correct endpoint. So, well, for now I will pause a little bit. I think database is already created. So if it's already created, then yeah. Okay, so we have some information here in this screen as database is created already. So what we will do, we will pick up the outgoing IP address, which is public IP address. We need this address. Let me copy this one. Then we need public IP address, and then we need, okay, let me note it down on my notebook. Then public IP is this one. Then what we need else is that this is the connection name anyways, but this we are not using anywhere here. For connecting to, we need the user ID, Postgres, 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 and then we have the password. All these three things are good enough for connecting to the database from outside. We will test it. If that test goes fine, then we are sure that we are having we have configured the database properly, right? So in this one, if you want to see the databases from, you can go here and then check the database status, and well, go to all instances, and then you can click here and find out. Other things we will discuss later, but for now let us try to connect it from outside. For connection, I have a Windows client installed already that we tried to use it before. We have a CLS, and we have a pSQL for Postgres. This is Postgres connection, so pSQL is available. So I would say pSQL, then -h for host name, and then host name is represented by the public IP that is provided by Google Cloud, and then we have to have, I think U is a username. Username U is a Postgres, right? Let us try, and then password. Quite smooth, no problem, no issue. It created the database, and it has, while creating the database, we picked up two things. One is that we are not protecting the database. That means that when we delete it, drop the database, it will go smooth. The second thing is happening that we have selected that our client means on the server that right now I am connecting from outside. So Postgres database client IP address has to be whitelisted. So that was given right at the time of when we were creating the database. So everything goes fine. So looking at a common way, just look at the list of the databases like this. There were databases that were created like clouds, admin database is there. There are a couple of four databases. You can create any database here, and then you can test it that way. So hope everything is fine. There is nothing, no confusion. Please let us know through the comments that if you have any other question that you want to try to use some other type of connection, for example Java or ODBC or whatever connection that is not working with you, please let us know. Send us all the situation, then we will try to try to simulate the issue, and then we will, if we catch it, then we will try to help you. Thank you very much. And that is all about the connection today. And next thing that is quite smooth, let me even complete that one also. For this one, I will just minimize this one. Now this database is the one that we created. Now we need to drop this one. So how do we drop it? Simple delete here. Now the thing is that we have not protected this database, so it is easy to drop. So my SQL -1, that is all it wants us to type and delete, and then it will continue on deleting. It will move on to deleting, right? So that database will be deleted in within 2-3 minutes, right? Then we are good to go for the next one. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we will meet in next video. Thank you. Bye. Hello friends, today we are going to create a SQL Server database on Google Cloud. Let us get started. I will open my Google Cloud portal, and from there we will select from the dashboard I will select SQL, and from SQL I will head towards the Cloud SQL create instance. Now this time we are using the creating the cloud we are using the MS SQL. So like I will leave the name like this one, because this is instance ID. I would use it as MySQL, and I will give the password from my own, so that I don't forget. I don't have to note it down anywhere, right? Whatever is available here. I think we should have even Express one, right? If we have Express one, we can go with the Express one. We're not going to do much work here, right? So this is going to be in development. And then what else we need is a single zone is fine. Then customize your instance, show configuration. Let me see, data protection should be nothing. We don't need automate daily backup. We don't need data protection, right? So connections, so we need a public IP, that is fine. Authorize add a network. Well, I believe that one is already we have the client ID already there. If that is refusing, then we will go ahead and check it later. For now, let us proceed with the no backup, nothing, we don't need it. Any maintenance, nothing, we don't need any maintenance. And let us create the database, right? Let us see, once the database is up and running, then we will check from our client side what is not running, what is not running. If something is not running, then we will try to figure out, and that will be another exercise, right? So for now, it will take few minutes to install. Is being created. Once it is created, then we will go ahead and check through the SQL CMD client, right? So this is going to be database wise, this is going to be very quick, and I am making it very short for you guys, so that you guys don't get bored. You know, many people, so far the database has been there around for more than 30-40 years, right? So most people know it, and then this is just getting to know with you guys, so that you guys, if you like the way we prepare it, then please like, and if you don't like the way we prepare it, please let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want to see, and what you want to know. All these things, we are here for your help, and all of our engineers are working in the field, and they have first-hand experience on the databases. Now most of the things will be in the data engineering side, and DBA's roles are being required to have multiple skills. So we are there to help you guys also in job hunting and in everywhere. But first thing is that we are technical people, we are ground workers, so we need to provide more value for our money that we receive to work with our clients, right? So let me pause a little bit. I don't think that it will take that much time, but that's why I'm keeping you busy here. So in in the in the databases, all of the databases, quick test, right, on the cloud. These are on the cloud. So after that one, I will be planning to provide you information about other things. For example, you might need to know the migrations, how we do the migration. You might need to know the data transformations, for example, ETL or ELT, whatever. And all those things will be covered, but that is only possible with your feedback. Please try to give us feedback. Please try to reach us if there is anything that doesn't suit very well with your with your plans. We will try to match it. So yeah, only few minutes I will wake you up. Thank you. Stay with me, please. Let us try to make a difference in this area. So you can see now the instance has been completed, cloud instance has been completed, and the SQL Server 2019 Express is up and running. Let us check the connection tabs, right? So this connection tab, we have public IP. I am copying this one, and then I will save this to SQL Server. I would say GCP, Google Cloud Platform, SQL Server, right? So this is the IP and user ID. Okay, well, user that we used to install. System level user ID, I do not remember now, but it was MySQL was okay. Well, I have to find it out, but let me try to get it. So friends, the user ID is SQL Server, and let us try to test it because the server is up and running. The one that we need is a SQL Server. Let me bring that client up. So SQL Windows SQL, right? That is the one. Yeah. Okay. So let me go to CMD. Let us see if SQL CMD is available. Yeah, it is available. So I will say SQL CMD minus server, and then server IP is here we have it, and copy, and then C, and then I will use user as like this. I believe so. SQL SERV, right? SQL Server. So can we? Oh yeah, SQL Server password is here. I think it didn't work. Well, maybe this port is not open somehow. Let me see, how can we test it, because it's not going through networking public IP, and then add a network. So add a network so that it doesn't, like, this has to be, because I don't know why it did not work on this one, because anyway, that's fine. CRC Let me put the IP from our client side. So my client IP is this one. So client IP this one, and it is with 32. Done. Save, and let us try now from our from our this console we should be able to connect now. Still not working. So if it is hitting that IP, let me double check if that IP is correct. Public IP. So overview is this one. This is public IP address, and then connection name is there. This is public IP address. Then this public IP address, how it goes, public IP address. So, oh, MySQL is still editing. Oh, it did not save it yet, right? So that's why we can try it. Oh yeah. So let us try now. When I was trying, it was using same C. Yes, it is working. When I tried that exception, that was not still going in. It was still updating. I was just circling to update, and update was not completed. Sometimes some resources are busy on the net, then cloud cannot do much because it can just get one chance to save the settings, then it will work. So now let me try to explain you that we need to create a database, and once we create a database, we need to use the database, and then we are good. So let us see. Select name from this.databases go. How many databases are there? Oh, 4. See, this is SQL Server. So we can say create a database test, then semicolon, and then go. The database will be created. So we will say use test semicolon, then go again. See, go, right? Now we can create table, and we can do whatever we want to do. So create table demo. So I would say ID is integer type, right? And go again, go, and insert into demo values. So go again, and select star from demo semicolon, then go again. But select is wrong. We have to correct the select first, and then go. 123. So it works. Everything is good. So just quit now, and because our purpose has been already covered, we have created database SQL Server Express database in Google Cloud, and we are able to access it from outside. So I would say we are good for today. Thank you very much for your time. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is just the beginning. We are going to go to very deep insights of technical information. I hope that our team will do the best, but very small thing that we want from you guys is that give us feedback. Feedback is important. Other than that, sharing, subscribing, and also commenting on the way we do good or bad. That stimulates us to bring you new material more and more, to stay in step with the data, job hunting and your career, everything. So please share, subscribe, and please do the comment, like. Thank you very much. Bye now.